recording all of this. The last week's meeting, the meeting that Dr. Burge spoke at, is on YouTube. Who did not get my email about that? Okay, everybody got it. Other than Mary, who looked at it?
I looked at it.
Oh, did you, Bill? Oh, okay. So, because I had to study up on how to do that, and I intend to do it every week now. Okay, now just a second. Happy dollars! Happy dollars! Do you see it?
Yes.
It's amazing. It actually works. Okay.
All right, Bill said I have to weigh in because I wasn't paying attention. I'll do $5 a piece. I have 3 birthdays this week. I have one today. My son-in-law, one of my 2 sons-in-law, lives outside of Atlanta. He's 40 something. I don't remember how old he is, to be honest about it, but in his early 40s. Then I have a granddaughter who lives in near Charleston, South Carolina, who will be 13 on the 29th. And then my oldest grandchild, Grace, will be 21. She lives in Columbia, South Carolina, on the 30th. So big birthday week for our family.
John, how do you keep up with all those kids?
Well, that's why I had to look. I don't know. I don't.
So we don't have money bags here recording this. What was your?
Doing volunteers. I'll tell Paul that I put in $3. No,
now I'm writing it down. What did you say?
I said 5 apiece, $15.
$15. Great.
Got it.
Okay, we got it. Okay.
I have a couple, Bill.
Okay, Reggie.
Yes, I'm going to follow in John's footsteps here. My fearless leader. We had a granddaughter whose birthday was a couple of days ago, so I'm going to put in $5 for that. She turned 31 years old, and I'm going to put in $2 each for Bill Stram and me, fellow Washington Redskin.
Hey!
Okay.
So is that $9?
Yeah,
Yes,
$9, right, Reggie?
that's correct.
Okay. Bill, I'll put in $3. I don't know if anyone's noticed if they go up and down either Seaside or Bayside Road, you're seeing a lot of line work going on as far as climbing the telephone poles and running new lines. Most of it appears to be Spectrum. When I'm on my bike, I kind of pulled off and looked at a spool. Interestingly enough, it's fiber, not copper cable. So my hope is down here on the shore, we're finally going to get some very wide bandwidth capabilities for internet as well as cable TV. So surprising, I'm glad to see it. Just kind of wanted to let everybody know, maybe we got something good coming up here soon.
Let's hope we're all alive when they turn it on.
Yeah.
It's going to take a while to get down these necks.
Yeah,
It's
the
gonna take a
final
while.
mile. Especially to you, Stanley. Stanley, you
Yeah.
spoke up. You spoke up. Does that mean you are happy about something?
Let me wait for a minute. Let me think of something. I'm happy, but I don't know what about yet.
Okay.
Hey, Stanley, you should be happy. I sent you an article from Time Magazine about bees. You could be happy about that.
Yes, that was good. That was very good. I enjoyed that thoroughly. I really did. That was good.
How happy are you about it?
How happy.
Oh, that too. Yeah. Give me $5.
Hey, Stanley.
But that also includes the fact that I'm also happy that my bees are still all flying, and I haven't lost a hive yet, so I'm still up to 9 hives.
9
Yay!
hives. Yeah.
And none of them have stung me yet this year.
I told them not to.
Oh,
Leave the guy on the bike alone.
Thank you.
Al's on board. Hey, guys, we have to behave. We have a guest. Al, how are you?
Yeah.
Well, look, a little late to the party today, and this darn work thing keeps getting in the way.
Hey, guys, and ladies and guys, I have to tell you that Al and I had a little talk about finances. So Al is seriously considering joining us, I think. I don't know what to read into that. He wanted to know all about happy dollars and dues and that sort of thing. So I'm just going to hope that that continues to go in that direction. So Al, welcome.
Thanks. And yes, I'm seriously considering joining the team here.
You can add $3 to my happy dollar tab. We had our son and his wife visiting us this past weekend, the Memorial Day weekend, from Pennsylvania. First time that they'd gotten out in about 6 or 8 weeks, and the first visits we've had in the last several weeks. So we had a good time.
That's great.
Hey, Bill,
Yes.
I have 5 happy dollars. My youngest granddaughter, Kate, is graduating from Cornell this week,
Yay!
also being commissioned as a second lieutenant.
Ooh.
In
So
what
we're-
branch?
Army. Is that okay, Bill Stram? Is that okay if she goes in the Army?
That was the college that,
Absolutely.
that was,
What field did she graduate in at Cornell?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
What field? What was her major?
Pre-med. She's going to medical school at a place I never heard of. It's called Rocky Vista Medical School, and it's in, well, part of it's in Utah and part of it's in Kansas. So it should be very interesting.
Well, you must be proud, Randy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Bill thinks the only branch is Army. The others are just like in support of the Army. And I kind of agree with Bill on that one. Nothing like a foot soldier. So yeah, go ahead.
Bill, I've got 5 happy dollars for our granddaughter's turning 13 next week. And she lives in Pennsylvania. We're hoping that she's going to be able to come down, her and her family, shortly.
Thank you, Mike.
And
And
she just got inducted into the National Honor Society at the same time.
Oh, great.
Wow. Lot of, we have a great gene pool in our Rotary Club.
Is she moving to this area, Mike?
No, she lives in Shrewsbury, Pennsylvania, her family.
Oh.
And her dad is a Navy officer at Fort Meade.
Guys, I apologize. I don't know how to turn that off. But every time you hear that, those are unfortunate people in our community who are asking for the paper products. So I don't mind that so much. Well, as we move on, I'm going to, because Jackie's son is such a grand guy, I'm going to bet on the come on his birthday. It's not until next month, early next month, but he's a super guy. So I'm happy to the tune, because Jackie's going to help me with this, of $10, Jackie. That's how happy we are.
Put it on my account.
On account of what?
I don't have no money.
All right. I'd like to ask if any of you tried out any of Dr. Burgess's hints on how to cope with the situation we're in.
did, and I even shared it with my daughter. And so I think it worked very well. But when I asked my daughter to smile for 5 seconds, and she said my teeth hurt when I smile. So it does not work for my daughter. And she's 6.
Did anybody else do anything?
Well, I've always done it for quite a while, but the exercising really does help getting outside.
I did the breathing a couple of times, and it because I sometimes get too excited around here. If you know what I mean.
No, tell us.
And it helps a little bit. I even asked her to try it.
Jackie give a spell on you or something?
But
Hey, Bill, are you able to do that while Jackie has you by the throat? Does it work? I help.
But I really do think that if you missed Dr. Burge's presentation, go to YouTube and just fast forward to that section. When you listen to it the second time, some of it makes a lot of sense. And it kind of reminds me that we are in charge of ourselves. And unless you take care of yourself, you can't take care of others. So take care of yourselves, my friend, and just chill out. Just chill out. Now, I think we ought to start talking about when we might get together again and what the criteria will be for us considering seriously meeting in person again. So speak up.
Well, life goes on. As long as we can be, distancing, I don't see why we can't meet again.
When?
Well, one thing, if the restaurant is still closed or if they're limited to how many people they can have, since the weather's getting a little nicer, maybe we can meet outside somewhere at some point.
Yeah.
But again, it's the meals.
Well, one place we could probably meet outside is the brewery. They have food. I don't know how much they'll. I would consider even meeting outside and you bring a sandwich.
Yeah.
Right. Sounds good to me.
Because I really miss you guys.
Yeah, I miss you too.
But I think we're a ways away. When do you think we'll be able to do it, Alan?
I would say that, who you speaking to me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, I would say that you better not count on any restaurant capabilities until July at the earliest, because of the current constraints are 50% capacity, and you have to have all the outdoor venues and this kind of thing. So don't count on anything before July if it involves a restaurant. Even then, I would say outside, you could probably consider the park and bring a camp chair or a beach chair, and we could have a meeting out in Central Park. And we might have to practice 6-foot distance, so forth. But if you bring that PA system that we have, we ought to be able to handle that there.
That is a great idea, Alan.
Yeah.
Does that have to be plugged in?
No, it's battery operated.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's battery operated, and with the PA system, I mean, we don't have to get too close to each other.
Yeah.
No. In fact, if
In fact, we could use probably a lot of us could, if it's not a real large group, get into the unit there, that octagonal unit up there where they have the presentations and that kind of thing.
Up in the pavilion, yeah.
Yeah,
Are
pavilion.
you looking for me?
in fact, you know, we could borrow the Cape Charles PA system, and
Are
there's
you looking for me?
there's an
Oh.
electrical outlet
Okay.
at the pavilion.
I also have a PA system with a couple of speakers as well. It's a 200-watt system, so I mean, we could blow the doors off if you wanted
Yeah.
to.
Right, we could bring all the neighbors in knowing that something's happening.
Well, that's good to know, Chuck, because you know, you could bring it. You know, rather than fool around with the town. Is it very transportable?
Yeah, yeah. The two speakers are probably about 25 pounds each, and the mixer board is less than 5 pounds. So not a big deal.
Now, who doesn't have a lawn chair or a beach chair? Okay. Everybody's got a, you know, I think that we can work something out. Our next board meeting is June 9th.
Oh, okay.
And I would like to seriously have a plan together at our next board meeting for how we might do a Central Park meeting where we could, you know, easily put ourselves at least 6 feet apart.
I don't know if we're going to need to alert the mayor of what we're planning, just so they know what's going on.
No, you're absolutely right.
Call from David.
Oh God, no, David, no, that was Delesio.
So, Bill.
Yeah, that we have to do that as a courtesy, Chuck, and we should ask permission.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Somebody was about to say something.
Yeah.
So, right now, Central Park, the beach, the pier, are all closed, but when they'll be open, and you would have to go through Jen Lewis, just to make sure that she's on board that you're gonna want to use the park.
You think Jen could give us the sign off? We don't have to go higher?
No.
Okay.
No.
In fact,
You could also do it. You could also probably do it in Strawberry Street Plaza. But again, you would have to mention that with her.
which would be better?
Strawberry Street Plaza has patches, so but they don't have enough, so you'd still have to bring something. I'd say Central Park.
Central Park probably would be more private.
Yeah.
It gives us more flexibility there.
And we wouldn't need electric.
For example, if it started to sprinkle or rain or something, we could all run for the pavilion at the park.
That's the amphitheater.
Alan, you're a genius, Alan. Now, thinking beyond that, do you think we'll ever be able to have 100% occupancy in the restaurant?
Oh, I think that will come, but it won't come in the next month or two.
They're a long ways away.
Yeah, I mean, the restaurants, if they can't get up to 100% occupancy, a lot of them are just going to go out of business.
Exactly.
And I don't think that that's going to be a viable option. they're going to say, we're going to have to do something here. Now, you may be eating your food through a mask, but they're going to demand that they get up to their capacity, built themselves to handle.
What time frame do you think we'll be able to, the restaurants will be at 100% occupancy?
Talk to Northam. He's not moving very fast.
No, it's not. I mean, he had Virginia Beach open this past week because he was there with his family, but Cape Charles Beach was closed. So there's a lot of politics going on here.
Yeah.
And we have a very conservative town council too. They're not welcoming people here because they say they'll overload the facilities that we have.
I think the real question is, how many of us would go into a restaurant at 100% occupancy? Let's say before Labor Day. Now, you know, you can vote on this by going to the participants and or you can raise your hand. How many would go into a 100% occupancy before Labor Day?
I would.
I think I would.
We don't have a lot of people that would go.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Well, I think, Bill, from my perspective, it's, I mean, obviously, if there were a dire need for me to go into a 100% occupancy restaurant, I would do it. But just to voluntarily go in, you know, at this point, not knowing what's going to be occurring over the next few months, I wouldn't vote yes. I wouldn't vote yes for that purpose.
Suggestion that you would not be able to get into the Cape Charles Coffee House before sometime in the fall because they're not going to go up to 100% occupancy much before that. But what you can do is that you could ask them if they'd be willing to, and it's not very far for them, to cater food out to the town park. If we're going to have meetings out there, and they bring it catered out there if you'd like, rather than avoid bringing your own lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it would give them some income. See, they're looking to make some income too.
Yeah, yeah. Bill Murphy, you were about to say something.
Yeah, Bill. I mean, I think the idea of a meeting at Central Park, and like Alan just said, maybe getting Roberta to cater that, I think that's a wonderful idea, and we could all be comfortable with that. But in terms of when and where I would be comfortable going into a restaurant with 100% occupancy, in other words, pretty much all the restrictions are off, that's a hard thing to answer because with me, it depends upon how things go. Right now, with the current lifting of restrictions, it's sort of a mixed bag, but I'm very hopeful that in a couple of weeks, we'll see statistics that say, look, things are either tapering off or we're doing okay. So now we can up the percentages a little bit. We can try a little. So whether I would be comfortable or not before Labor Day, to me, depends on the statistics, not just nationally, but locally, really more important for me. So based on what I see this morning, my answer would be no. But I mean, I'm open-minded about it. In a couple of 3 weeks, if the facts point in the right direction, sure, I would be comfortable with it. I don't want to stay, you know, like this forever either. But I'm not going to jump out there until, in my mind, I think I see enough proof to support the thing that it's wise to do so.
Well, just to throw it out there, you go down to any food store and they're crowded. So if you're not hesitant to go in a food store and buy food because of the big crowd, then I'm not sure why someone would be hesitant to go into a restaurant with somewhat of a crowd in there. But, you know,
I am hesitant to go to a food store.
But you have.
Well, look, but the point is, it's a very personal, individual decision.
Yeah.
And I think we have to plan for the electronic meetings for a few months now, a couple of more months at least.
I agree.
That being the case, we've got to make our meetings more interesting, and we have to get speakers again.
Pardon me? What, really?
In the meantime, until you have your next board meeting, between now and your next board meeting,
Oh, really?
someone could explore with Cape Charles Coffee
Oh,
House
thank you.
what their plans are, and indeed suggest to them their openness to catering something that we would have in the town park.
Yeah.
I mean, at least what the options would be from their end. We want to support that business if we can.
Okay, we're going to certainly do the Central Park thing, but you know, we're not going to be able to do it, I don't think, every week. But we have some options. Meanwhile, I'd like everybody to help me, because I don't have any help on this now, find speakers. We've got to get some interesting speakers. Are these meetings of us talking to one another? That's going to get kind of old real quick. As much as I like John, I'm kind of getting sick of him.
I'm the only John here. Wait, that was about me.
You're the only John.
I'm the only John here. Okay. Never mind.
And John, I pick on you because I love you.
I know that. I love you too. I love Jackie more, but I love you too.
I have a question. We've been very focused on supporting, and I think rightly so, the COVID-19 folks who've been impacted there. But you know that in the last 2 or 3 days, Ed Bull, you remember he spoke at our Rotary meeting. He's a local chiropractor and all the rest down here on Mason Avenue. He was burned out of his home.
Yeah, Alan, I had mentioned that.
Janet had their house
before you
burned to the ground about 3 days ago. Is there might be something we could do to help them out.
Right.
Okay. What I'll do is I will ask the board about that, Alan. And John had mentioned before you came on what a terrible thing happened to him and his wife. House and garage and the 5 cars, and that is really a tragedy. So we'll get back to you on you and the membership on what we could possibly do. Okay, does anybody have anything else for good of Rotary?
Hey, Bill, you were talking about speakers and things. This is just food for thought to maybe fill in a couple of gaps once in a while in a week. Some clubs have classification talks, which, as I understand, their members go back and maybe talk a little bit about their profession, what they do or did, because some of us did our story years ago, and people have tended to forget or might be kind of interested in hearing again. So we could consider that, asking somebody every week or so, or every week if you want, to sort of retell their story. Of course, it would be a shorter version than what we used to do in person, but that would take up some speaker slots if anybody wanted to do that.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
And probably, I guess it's up to the individual whether they want to do it or not, but our longest term member should be the first one, and we'll work our way down. Because all of us young guys, everybody knows the story. Those who've been around for a while, we really don't.
Yeah, that'd be great. And we might do? We might preempt and have Al tell his story even before he's a member. Yeah, so a lot of good ideas here.
Yeah, maybe not such a good idea if you want to keep your meeting interesting.
Okay, but everybody think about that. And if you think you'd like to do a bio again or classifications talk about what you did when you were working, send me an email and we'll get you on the list right away. But there are some people that have been in the club for a long time that the younger, in terms of tenure, don't know nothing about. So so some of us more tenured members ought to step up and say, I'll give my bio again. Okay, so we're going to continue to do this. We're going to try to make it as interesting as possible, and we will begin to.
Bill,
Yes.
I don't want to, end the meeting on a sad note, but I just wanted to make you all aware that one of my family members passed away from complications from the COVID virus within the last few days in the Eastville area. So just wanted to mention that to the group.
Immediate family, Reggie?
A cousin, yes.
Well, so we're sorry.
Sorry,
He or
Reggie.
she, how old were they?
About 66.
Oh, boy.
It was a lady.
Okay, well, we're sorry to hear that.
By the way, I would mention too, as a Facebook stalker, I don't have an account. I stalk on Sheila's account. She's going to make me quit, I think, now that she's the judge. But Bill Stram did a really nice presentation yesterday for Memorial Day on behalf of the Legion. And I would ask him to share that with the group. It was really well done and very thoughtful. So if he would share that, I'm sure we would, those that didn't see it would enjoy it.
You muted, Bill.
I can do that.
Thank you, Bill. Okay, if there isn't anything else, with respect to what we think, say, and do, is it the truth?
The truth.
2, is it fair to all
Fair
concerned?
to all concerned.
3, will it build goodwill and better
Goodwill
friendship?
and better friendship.
4, will it be beneficial to all concerned?
To all concerned.
And Stanley,
We have fun.
Thanks, Stanley.
Thanks, Dan.
Oh,
Nice
I was
job,
muted. I'm sorry. Will we have fun?
Yeah.
Stanley, we're done, Stanley.
Oh, okay. That's next meeting.
Next meeting.
All right.
Someone
care,
had your
guys.
back, Stanley. Mary had your back.
Good seeing you guys. All right.
Yeah.
No.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.